render the national anthem. Thank you very much. You can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our political leadership, led by the Mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Kaunda. Also the leadership of UNAIDS, who are here with us, led by the country director, Ms. E. Kiwango, acknowledged the presence of CEO of SANEC and the SANEC delegation who are here with us. We are all welcome. We would like to today indicate that today is a launch of You Equals to You as a media launch that will be dealt with by the Mayor of eThekwini and the United Nations in our midst. The resident coordinator, Mr. Nelson Mufu of the United Nations, is here with us to acknowledge, sir. Thank you very much for your presence. Without any waste of time, I will call upon the Mayor of eThekwini. No, sorry. I'll call upon the eThekwini Civil Society Chairperson to come forward and give us a purpose of the launch.
Good morning, Sanborn, Ninja. Allow me to say all protocol observed. Because of time, we still have a match that we need to get into. So I'm going to ride on the same protocol that Dr. Gumede has already used to greet and all those who are sitting with me in front. This is a very special day for us in eThekwini, and I want to just to make sure that I give a proper clarity that this came because of partnership between IAPAC and UNAIDS, and part of that partnership is called Fast Track Cities, where we got an opportunity to be a fast track city, and for us we are really marking an exciting day where we are really saying that we want to end the history of saying if you remove eThekwini out of South Africa will be doing well. Dr. Xolo, we are here to dismantle that, to get away from that stigma by promoting U is equal to you. And we are saying if your viral load is suppressed, if you take your treatment properly and you're adhering on your treatment, you will no longer be able to pass on. And we are not being ambiguous about this one. We're not being vague about this one. We're not saying you might not pass on. We are saying it is scientifically proven that you will not be able to pass on the virus to the next person. This is good news when we are talking about ending stigma and also reaching our 2030 goals by ending AIDS by 2030. So eThekwini is leading into this one, and thanks to UNAIDS for allowing us to do this wonderful launch. So why we are here today, it's just a collaboration of partners that have come together, working with UNAIDS, working with IAPAC, civil society, as well as Mayor having sleepless night. We got billboards, we got campaigns that are going to be happening, and we're very specific into this one. I want to be very clear. We got a whole year long a campaign. We're not just launching something because we want to look good. It's AIDS conference. It's going to be a year-long campaign where we're going to be sincenga abantu bethu nezakhamuzi zethu abaphila eThekwini abaphila negciwane lesandulela ngculazi ukuthi now you can live happily and have a partner osuke HIV positive when ube negative ningathelelani nithola abantwana. So it's going to be life as normal again, and we want to thank you for all coming, and thank you on behalf of civil society. Siyabonga kakhulu as well. But Mayor, God bless you. I'm trying to be very brief, man. Just sec his card.
Siyabonga kakhulu kuDr. Nzimande, who has now put in perspective the reasons for being here today. Uthas onzimande abantu abathandayo ukuthi bavele baye emgwaqweni nje. Ngiyasola ukuthi onzimande nje bethi asike isikhathi nje usefuna ukuya emgwaqweni. We also have the UNAIDS message of support together with SANEC. I'm advised that they have decided to speak with one voice through the voice of Dr. Xolo, the CEO of SANEC. She will come forward and give us a message of support.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, Sanbonani. Igama lami nguThembisile Xolo. I am the Chief Executive Officer of the South African National AIDS Council. I'd like to greet Honorable Mayor and Deputy Mayor and Civil Society Chairperson, civil society members present and sector leaders, and our UN family, led by my new friend Nelson, and UNAIDS by my old friend Eva. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to be brief as well because we are short on time. We know that cities are at the center of the global AIDS epidemic, and they therefore have a critical role to play in terms of the response. We are now working towards 95, 95, 95. And in eThekwini, we know that we still have a significant number of people that need to be identified, started on treatment, retained on treatment so that they become virally suppressed. And that includes a significant number of those that fell off during COVID and need to still be brought back into care. U equals U is a key initiative that we all need to work towards if we are going to end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. It's an approach that makes sure that we empower people living with HIV to take ownership because it's focused on the importance of taking your treatment regularly so that you achieve viral suppression and minimize the risk of transmitting it to others. There have been concerns about the messaging and how it's framed. The WHO, around the Brisbane conference, which is coming in Australia, the International AIDS Society, is actually going to issue an advisory, which is going to make it very, very clear that what are the viral loads and what do they mean in order to dispel any concerns that we might have as implementers. Because some of the concerns have been said to be around litigation, but the one case that we know about in Zimbabwe was actually a gentleman who was taken to court for transmitting HIV, and he won the case because he was virally suppressed, which meant he was not able to transmit. So U equals U is really about making a difference in people's lives. We are here, as I think Mayor said during the briefing, in Youth Month, and we know that our youth don't just live on their phones, they live in the internet. So we want to make sure that we take advantage of those social media spaces in order to spread the message. So let us triple, quadruple, our presence in all the spaces that we can access regular South Africans. U equals U is one of those standards that as a South African government, we need to hold ourselves accountable for, because it is part of those that go across the continuum. The continuum in terms of standard of healthcare, the continuum in terms of human rights, the continuum in terms of reducing stigma and discrimination, as well as the quality of care to ensure that it's happening. So let me congratulate the mayor and the city for taking this bold step to launch this much awaited standard of care. It is really important for us to speak to our healthcare providers so that they undergo training and that our comms people guide us in order for the message to be similar across the board. When I was in Vietnam, very interesting messages started following the Amsterdam conference. Something like, I am positive, she will never be. I am positive, he will never be. Live and love, because U equals U is about healthy lives. U equals U is about a healthy quality of life, and more it's about sexual life. We need to have discussions about healthy sexual lives of people living with HIV, especially since we are in the scourge of STIs and we want to be able to address STIs. We need to start being comfortable about saying people living with HIV deserve healthy sexual lives, and U equals U is one of the ways of making that a reality. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you, Dokotela. There will be Q&As after this, so you must remember what she said. We will pick anyone and ask you what U equals to U mean. And there may be a prize. There may be a prize. UNAs will decide if there's a prize or not. Maybe SANEC will offer a prize as well. Thank you very much for the encouraging words and also the support that you've given eThekwini for this campaign. I'll now call upon Ms. Ndlovu to come forward with a message of support from the PLHIV sector as a sector leader.
Good morning. Okay. Thank you for getting this opportunity to come here today. It has been a long road, and we have been much anticipating as a community of people living with the HIV. One thing I will say about Who U equals to You, it came at the right time. It will assist us to fight stigma and discrimination. There is no need for us to be ashamed anymore. We are living with HIV, and it stops with me. It doesn't have to go to other people. One thing we need to remember is that we need to know who's at the forefront of this campaign, and it's people living with HIV. We need to make sure that we empower them in terms of understanding what it means to be undetectable, what it means to adhere to a treatment. We need to make sure that we push the campaign of test, treat, and adhere to a treatment, and we capacitate those living with the HIV to understand the meaning of adherence. We also, in eThekwini, UNAIDS, we have started, it's not something new, we have started, I hope all of you will join us during the conference. There is a session that I will be doing on the use of conversation map with what AIDS committees to make them understand what stigma and what U equals to U means. We also started on the program of revival of support groups, because mental health and internal stigma goes together. goes a long way in us in reaching you equals to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Lovu, for the message and for reminding us that at the core of this campaign are people living with the disease, with HIV, with the virus as well. Babu Mayor, kuthiwa ngicele la ukuthi uma ususipha umyalezo sikwazise ukuthi kukhona abalalele emakhaya abazobe bekulalele njengoba ukhuluma nje njengoba sikhuluma nje la ama-community radio stations asilalele ngakho-ke yonke le myalezo eniyithulayo nabo bayayizwa besemakhaya ngakho-ke bekuthiwa ngisho nje kuyazi umbimbi kade ephesheya ensukwini isilungu sikhipha ngamakhala ukuthi ukhumbule embimbi ukuthi nasenanda abalalele singabiqi ngicela sishaye ihlombe elikhulu sinike ubaba umeya ithuba eza ngaphambili ezosipha umyalezo.
Thank you. You may be seated. Deputy Mayor Councillor Mieni, who's our Deputy Mayor of the municipality, Councillor Shange, who's our whip of the council. As you see that at the helm of leadership of this municipality, women are there. Councillor Sisoga, the whip of community services cluster. We also wish to greet Councillor Nkosi in absentia. He just left now. We reported that he has other engagement. We wish to take this opportunity to greet our partners and the leadership in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Let's start with Dr. Thembi Xulu, the CEO of SANEC, who also delivered a message here to support us in this campaign. We also wish to greet Mr. Nelson Maf, United Nations Residence Coordinator in South Africa. Thank you very much for traveling a long distance to come and be with us during this week, which is very critical to the lives of people of eThekwini. We also wish to greet UNAIDS Country Director, Ms. Eva Kiwanku. Thank you very much. I said to you, we must give you a site here. Just relocate and you live here in Durban. We also greet Dr. Tato Chitarike, Chief Director for HIV National Department of Health, present. We also wish to acknowledge Dr. Nzimande, who's our chairperson and the co-chair of AIDS Council in eThekwini, whom we work very well with. I don't know whether kwenziwa ukuthi siba mnyama yini kodwa ke sekudaba sebesilixoxe lona. With all the civil society sectors that are present, we understand that we also have our partners who are also present, the public entities, departmental officials present in the city led by Dr. Gumede, who's the DCM responsible for community services. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Sanibonani. As eThekwini Municipality, we are pleased to launch this groundbreaking campaign in partnership with UNAIDS. What makes this occasion even more significant is that it coincides with the Youth Month and the 11th Annual South African AIDS Conference, which is taking place in this city at Inkosi Albert Luthuli, Mvumbi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center for the next 3 days. Sizizwa ke sithobeke kakhulu ukuthi namhlanje sithula ngokusemthethweni uhlelo lokulwisana nesandula ngculaza nengculaza lapha edolobheni lakithi laseThekwini esibona ke kuumsebenzi omkhulu obalekile ukuthi sonke sibambisane kuona kakhulukazi nalabo esebenzisana nabo iUNAIDS. Futhi ke sifisa ukusho ukuthi kuqondane kahle ukuba khona kwalelo ntshi yethu namhlanje ngoba masethula lolu hlelo lwethu silethula nje lapha eThekwini sisaqhubeka nemigubho ye-Youth Month siphinde futhi senze umsebenzi ukuthi sihoste i-annual conference ye-AIDS la eThekwini. In the next ey'nsukwini ey'ntathu nje izayo bonke abantu bazobe khona nama-delegates azobe khona lapha eThekwini sizobonisana sixoxisana ngokuthi senza kanjani ukuthi silwisane nalolu bhubhane. With the undetectable is equal to untransmittable, you equal to you campaign, we want to encourage our communities to know their HIV status. If they ever test positive, to start treatment as soon as they get the feedback, so that there will be reduced viral load to undetectable level. At the same time, we are demonstrating to the world that eThekwini municipality remains committed to the fight to end AIDS by 2030. Sifisa ukusho ke namhlanje ukuthi masihola lolu hlelo luthi cha kunokwenzeka kusengenzeka futhi ukuthi uma ngabe abantu besheshe behamba beyosihlola bezibheka ukuthi sebenalo leli gciwane sandulela gciwane lengculaza uma besheshe bethola besheshe bengene ekuthini bedla imishanguzo ngoba ukwenza kanjalo mase bezazi ukuthi bame kuphi mabedla imishanguzo kuzokwazi ukuthi kwehlise isivinini nejubane leli gciwane ligijima ngalo futhi ligcine ngempela lingasatholakali lingasabonakali nakubonakala ukuthi lisekhona kumuntu nakuba sazi ukuthi lizobe lingaphelile nya kodwa ungabonakali kwalo kuyosiholela ekuthenini kungandi kakhulu ukuthi landiswe leli gciwane lisulele abanye abantu okusho ukuthi uma ngabe usuzithole ithu nalo usethubeni elihle kakhulu uma ngabe usukuma ngokusheshsha uqala udla imishanguzo ngoba lizocindezeleka malicindezeleka ngisho kuthiwa uyalala nothandiweyo wakho niya emsebenzini wocansi kodwa angeke wamsulela ngaleli gciwane lokho kusho ukuthi sekubhekiweke kakhulu ukuthi into engenzeka futhi kupossibility yenzeka. Let me take this opportunity to thank the UNAIDS, civil society organizations and other partners, stakeholders for the valued contribution they continue to make to fight the scourge of HIV and AIDS. Our special thanks also goes to TB Care because in our 29 wards, in our war rooms, which are there, out there, they are supporting our war rooms with machinery, with everything that will enhance the work that we are also doing. And many other partners that have been with us. UNAIDS have been with us during hardship, when we're faced with the floods. The support we receive from you is highly commendable. If you can give all of them a big round of applause. Sikusho ke lokhu ngoba ukusebenzisana nazo zonke inhlaka ngeke uhulumeni yedwa akwazi ukulisana naleli gciwane nesandulela ngculaza nengculaza uma ngabe abantu bakithi singasebenzisani nenhlaka ezahlukahlukene ezimele ezamabhizinisi ezamabandla na wonke amahlelo akhona ekuthini siqinisekise ukuthi silwisana ngempumelelo nalolu bhubhane. With this campaign we seek to educate and create awareness about the pioneering scientific evidence that people living with HIV who are on treatment as prescribed can suppress the virus and not transmit it to their partners and unborn babies. Siyazi ukuthi ngaphambilini kuye kwaba nenkinga enkulu yokuthi izingane bezalwa beyisuleleka ngaleli gciwane. Izathu ebesenza lokho ukuthi abanye abantu bebethi mase bezithwele bengahloli ukuthi isimo sabo simi kanjani kwenza besheshe besizakale. Njengamanje ke uma ngabe abantu bezoqinisa kakhulu ekutheni beyidle le treatment sizovikela nabantwana sivikele opartner bethu impilo iqhubeke phambili. This extensive study which was conducted over the years has brought renewed hope as it promises to be a game changer in the fight against HIV and AIDS. However, we are fully aware that we will not see the full benefits if the public remains uninformed. Hence, we call upon the people of eThekwini to rise up and join this campaign to end new HIV infections. Singamemeza sithini kodwa kubalekile ukuthi abantu bakithi bafundiswe beqonde kabanzi lokhu ukuthi umthelela walolu hlelo esizanalo lokuthi uma ngabantu beqinisa kakhulu ekudleni imishanguzo mkhulu umehluko ozokwenzeka ukuvikela impilo zabantu bakithi. Ingakho sithi ke kubalekile ukuthi konke esikwenzayo sibafundisa abantu nawo osuzwile edlulisa lelo vangeli njengamakholwa athi ivangeli liqhubeke lidlule liye phambili. Na ungahlali nevangeli mawusulitholile ngoba fanele uyoguqula ongakaguquki ukuthi naye alithole ivangeli. Ngakho kubalekile ukuthi sibambisane sonke ngoba uma siqinisa nje la ekuthenini abantu bedla imishanguzo ngesikhathi futhi ke njengomkhandlu waseThekwini sibonile ukuthi iningi labantu bakithi alisebenzi, iningi labantu bakithi alinayi income ngenyanga njalo ngenyanga. Ngakho sabona ukuthi ama soup kitchens ebesinawo ayashoda. We have 111 wards in eThekwini. So we're short with 18 wards without soup kitchens. So we've approved a budget now. So all wards will be having soup kitchens to assist our communities at least to tap into that resource so that they can be able to take their treatment. Awukwazi ukuthatha treatment uma eswini kungenalutho. Nakhona ke siwabiza ngegama elibi sithi ama soup kitchens, it's nutrition program. Ngoba masithi ama soup kitchen ngathi uzothola isobho, uthola ukudla. Awutholi isobho, uthola ukudla kuphelele meal. Which can sustain you at least makuthi utholile ngosuku ukwazi ukuthi ube namandla. Ngakho ke umsebenzi ke loyo esiwenzayo njengedolobha laseThekwini. As the leadership of the city, we are concerned about the behavior of some of our men who don't want to go to the clinic and get tested so that they become aware of their status. Siyawazi ke lo mkhuba amadoda wethu thina madoda. Madoda. Isiqubulo sethu ke semen sector leso. Amadoda akayathanda ukuthi yonke into noma kuthiwa uhamba ngokwevangeli ngokwenkonzo athi ngizothumela unkosikazi nabantwana beyokhonza bengikhonzele. So mase kufanele kuyotestwa enze into efanayo. Mase kutesta unkosikazi nami sengithestile. Cha ayisebenzi kanjalo. Fanele wonke umuntu asukume madoda. Sihambeni siyohlola sisheshe sikwazi ukuthola ukuthi simkuphi. Mase sitholile futhi sibhukule sisebenze kanzima ukuthi sidle imishanguzo sikwazi ukuthi abantu bakithi sibavikele bonke abakhona ngoba amadoda uyindoda ngoba uvikela the vulnerable groups. Ungumvikeli womama, ungumvikeli wabantwana, ungumvikeli wabo bonke abantu. Ngakho kubalekile ukwenza lonto. We must find innovative ways to convince men about the benefits of getting tested early as we intensify our educational campaigns. Ngoba amadoda akawaqinisa amakhanda naseyintweni ayibonayo kodwa nganxa ukuthi indoda ithi ukugoloza nje kancane. Ngakho kubalekile sizama ukuthola nendlela innovative. Our men's sector is doing a wonderful job because it is out there. They form themselves and establish themselves into ward levels, into zonal levels. So we hope that the campaigns that they are running will add more value to this campaign so that amadoda ezobonakala kuyiwona asophondweni. They should be at the forefront of this campaign. Ngoba mawukhuluma nabantwana uyindoda ekhaya ukhuluma nonkosikazi ekhaya ukhuluma nehlobo iyashesha lo message ukudlula kodwa imessage mesene resistance yendoda ikilibale ukufinyelela kubo bonke abantu. We want to assure everyone that getting tested and knowing your status is the best thing you can do for yourself and your loved ones. Therefore, we call upon men to get tested now so that they can start treatment immediately. What this study has shown us is that if you have HIV, but it is undetectable, you will not transmit it to your sexual partner. However, we want to emphasize that people must continue to use condoms because we still have the high rate of sexual transmitted illnesses in the city. It is for this reason that we keep on reiterating the use of ARVs and condoms as the greatest benefit ever. Cha sithi ayingayekelwa le esike sayishumayela uABC wethu awuqhubeke nje ume ungahlephuki. Abstain, be faithful, condomize. That message is still relevant, still need to remain. Because bakhona efana sibasave ngokuabstaina, bakhona efana sibasave ngoba faithful, bakhona efana sibasave ngokucondomize. Ibalekile ke ijazi lomkhwenyana. To encourage men to live a healthy lifestyle, the municipality started the MENA campaign, which has created a platform for men to openly discuss issues that confront them daily and encourage them to undergo voluntary male medical circumcision. We are also pushing this campaign ukuthi awasoka amadoda. Ukusoka kwamadoda ukuvikela izifo, ukusoka kwamadoda ukuqinisa amakhaya, ukusoka kwamadoda ukuletha injabulo emakhaya. Ngakho kubalekile ke nalolu hlelo silisebenzise through imina campaign ukuthi wena musukubheka abaseceleni kwakho, wena what steps have you taken ukuthi nawe uzihlole, ungasho ukuthi ngisalindile ngisafuna ukubona usibanibani ukuthi yena wenze njani. Labo you equal to you bayasho ukuthi uma ngabe usheshe wayithola ukuthi istatus sakho sunjani uzokwazi ukuvikeleka ngoba izoba undetectable, so which will lead to untransmittable. So that's what we want to see among our nation. So the city is also driving the DREAMS program, which stands for Determined, Resilient, Empowered, AIDS-Free, Mentored, and Safe, which aims to reduce the rate of new HIV infections, particularly among adolescents and young women. Namba abantu efanele sibavikele, ingane ezincane, amatshitshi. Lolu hlelo lokuthi abantwana beyohlolwa fanele siqhubeke silisupporte, community services luhle abasiyalisupporta njengomasipala ngoba sifuna abantwana begcineke kuseyibo. Kodwa ke laba abasebenzekile abantwana bakwazi ukungena emsebenzini wabantu abadala sibavikele nabo. Kungathi amadoda asebenzise ubudoda bawo ne-financial capacity amadoda anayo to suppress ukucabanga kwezingane ezincane ngokuthi ulethe iKentucky, ulethe iweave, ulethe iselfone namakhamera u4, ingane mase uthi ngeke uzisebenzise ikondom mayifuna lezo zinto. That's what amadoda are doing. Ngokuba ne-financial capacity, you say to these young ones, I'll sleep with you without condom because I'm feeding you. I'm buying you a cell phone, I'm buying you a weave, I'm buying you Kentucky fried chicken and all of that. So that is wrong. Phansi, nama blessa phansi. Phansi nama blessa phansi. Phansi no sugar mama phansi. Balance lento. Ayihamba uhlangathina lodwa imani ithi nje ngapha iye nangapha phela nabo mama banama resources bakusebenzisa kubafanyana abancane amabhoxongwana ukuthi ngoba udrive imoto yakwami ngoba ngikunikeza imali njalo ngenyanga imali kaGwayi njalo ngenyanga mesethi ke nami ayingasetshenziswa leyo mpahla. So ke ngakho ke kufanele silwe leyo mpi ngoba ibalekile ukuthi siyidefeate impi embi leyo. So ke angihlaseli bantu kodwa ebalekile ukuthi umnyalezo wethu awuqondane nabo bonke abantu ngoba lezi zinto zenzeka amacala azenzeki ngecala elilodwa. Sifisa ke ukuthi kukhuthaze kakhulu. Another major concern that we have identified as an impediment in the fight against this virus is that many of our children who are living with HIV have been tested but they are not on treatment. That is worrying. Sibona sengathi baningi kakhulu abantwana nabanye asebetestiwe nabanye abatholakala kungaziwa istatus sabo kodwa manje abekho ku-treatment lawo bantwana. Kuyingozi enkulu kanti sibancisha ithuba lokuphila. Lawo bantwana bese ngaphila iminyaka ngoba sesiyakwazi manje ukulwa nalento. So uma ngabe bengekho ku-treatment baba vulnerable. We are making a call to parents to bring children to the clinic and help them start taking their treatment. Children deserve to live a long and healthy life. Banesidingo ukuthi abantwana beyiswe emakliniki bekwazi ukuqala i-treatment yabo beqala imishanguzo yabo. Kodwa kubalekile futhi ukuthi fanele sazi ukuthi abantwana bayikusasa lalelizwe. Uma ngabe singeze ukubavikela thina akekho umunye ozobavikela ngakho asisukumeni sonke. Futhi asibacingeni nje abantu abangasayithatha i-treatment. Na uma uxoxa nomuntu exoxa uthi hey manje sikude iclinic ngikade ngihlala eduzane neclinic before ngidla kahle i-treatment yami sengithe ukuphuma manje kwi-treatment ngoba ngikude neclinic. Cha akuyosona izathu sokuphuma kwi-treatment leso. I-treatment iyakwazi ukusondezwa kuwena kanti nemtholampilo futhi isondele. Futhi siyafuna ukubeka ukuthi abantu abasha kakhulukazi besifazane bengesabeli ukuze emaklinik nabesilisa mabesebasha ngoba akhona ama-hours wa dedicate akubona. When they come to our facilities we say angabantu abasha baze bebone sengathi mhlambe koze kuthiwa hayi laba ingaba nokuthi siyababeka sibafake phambili kolayini sibanikeze i-treatment abayidingayo because this is our target. Youth is our target. So if we do not prioritize them we are not going to be able to defeat this virus. It is worrying that young people are the hardest hit sector when it comes to new HIV infections. Therefore, we are saying since young people are our future, they must also be encouraged to get tested as parents. We must support our children in doing so. If they test positive, they must take treatment. For those who test negative, they must continue to abstain. If that fails, they must consistently use condoms to protect themselves. There are also initiatives that specifically target youth and aim to assist in the capping of teenage pregnancy and making available post-exposure prophylaxis, the PEP, in all health facilities. Akusekho ke manje ukuthi umuntu athi ngoba nami ngiyasola ukuthi engathi ngingase kwenze ukuthi kwenzele ngayithola ukuthi ulokho uba newari ekudla ekhaya uzunciphe emzimbeni. Sefana manje manuze nje uzothola uPEP eclinic ukwazi ukusizakala ngokusheshsha and akuyona into efanele ithathe isikhathi leyo uyenzile ungakwazi ukuthi usukume ngokusheshsha. Kubalekile ke futhi ukuthi sikuvikele ukukhulelwa kwabantwana abancane ngoba nakho kunomthelela wokwandisa kakhulu izifo zocansi, ukwandisa kakhulu ukubhebhetheka kwalesi sifo. Ngakho kubalekile ukuthi abantwana abancane sizame ukubagqugquzela ukuthi bavikeleke ngaso sonke isikhathi. It is important to note that as the city, we are not only encouraging people to test, but we are also making every effort to link them to care once they have tested positive. Recently, 10,498 people tested positive for HIV and 9,598 were linked into care, which translates into 91.4% linkage rate. Thank you. We have also started a new campaign of actively tracing all previously initiated clients and those who moved out of treatment at various health facilities. These patients are being linked back into care through the Welcome Back campaign. To successfully drive this campaign, we have placed 27 peer educators and 14 adherence officers in health facilities to strengthen adherence and retention in care. Ngoba kunabantu efanele bagqugquzele nje bebamotivate nje ukuthi ungabusaphuma ke manje ubusuku waphuma ngaphambilini kufanele uqhubeke uyithathe treatment yakho futhi ube nomdlandla nje ukuthi uyizele wena ungazuphushwe ngemumva uconscientize ukwenza leyo nto. Ingakho ke sifake ama peer educators awu 27, 14 adherence officers to make sure ukuthi basebenza nabantu abasha kakhulukazi ekutheni begqugquzela abantu nomphakathi wonke ukuthi le campaign ibonakala ithele izithelo ngoba siyabona umehluko ukuthi mangabe abantu abawu 10,498 ababeteste positive kodwa sebekwazi ukuthi belinkwe kanjalo nokuthola usizo lokho ukutranslate into 91.4%. Umsebenzi omuhle kakhulu lo. Shuthi uma ngama campaigns ethu singaqhubeka siwanyuse kakhulu unaqala sizokwazi ukubona umehluko ezimpilweni zabantu. Through this initiative, we have seen overall viral load suppression rate among our patients improving from 62.8% to 77.5%. We are pleased that through these initiatives, more people are living longer now, with average life expectancy increasing to over 64 years. Ngayo yonke lemkhankaso esiyenzayo esiqhugquzela ngayo abantu sibone kakhulu ukuthi ukucindezeleka ukuthi likhule leli gciwane liye phambili kakhulukazi kubantu asebenalo igciwane sikubone kusuka ekuthenini ukukhula komehluko wenzala ku 62.8% kwanyukela ku 77.5%. Okusho ukuthi ke imkhankaso yethu ithela izithelo ezinhle ngakho akufuneki siyibukele phansi fanele siqhubeze njalo iye phambili ngoba lokhu kuze kuthinte ngisho lento ethu life expectancy isikhathi umuntu asiphilayo emhlabeni. Uma ngabe uqhubeka wenza kahle isikhathi abantu abasebesiphila manje sekunyuke kakhulu kwazi kwafika ku 64 years. So abantu basengaphila isikhathi eside. Ngakho ke lokho kubalekile ngisho nangokomnotho wezwe kubalekile umthelelo okunakho ungaphili kwabantu nasemnothweni wezwe mkhulu kakhulu. Umuntu mayekade active participate kwi economy esebenza ashesha adlule semncane i-economy gayeka ngokuthi umuntu une income une buying power. So uma ngabantu behamba bekuse emhlabeni nomnotho uyafadalala ngoba abantu akade besenganikela lukhulu emnothweni wezwe lakithi. This increase in life expectancy reflects the progress government has made in improving the quality and availability of health care. Currently, South Africa has the biggest antiretroviral treatment program in the world. And we want to encourage more people to get tested and take ARVs so that they can be virally suppressed. We call upon you to join us in stopping the transmission of HIV and AIDS today. Undetectable is equal to untransmittable. Ngalawo mazwi sifisa ukuthi masingakwenza konke okusemandleni sisebenze ngokuzimisela njengoba abantu abaningi eNingizimu Afrika sebengaphansi kohlelo lokuthola kwama ARVs okuyiwona enza ukuthi umuntu aphile akusesiwona namaphilisi abamaningi sekwahlanganiswa kwaba iphilisi elilodwa ukwenzela ukuthi abantu bengahlupheki ukuthi maningi amaphilisi abawathathayo. Konke ke lokhu kuzobanikeza abantu isikhathi esihle nempilo enhle. Ngakho ke sithi ke asusebenzise lo you equal to you ukuthi asilicindezele ngalendlela ukuthi igciwane leze ligcine ngasabonakala selidisappear kodwa futhi lingakwazi ukudluliseleka kwabanye abantu. Masenze kanjalo ke ngalomkhankaso wethu sithemba ukuthi impilo yabahlali baseThekwini izoqhubeka iye phambili. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much to the Mayor of eThekwini. I think you should give me a round of applause. You heard the Mayor speaking medical terms there. Post-exposure, prophylaxis, undetectable. I've worked hard. Siyabonga kakhulu Mbimbi, and Mbimbi understands these concepts. It's not just that he speaks them, but he actually understands the concepts that we are talking about and preaches these concepts. We've got one of the most active district AIDS councils in the country, in this city.